Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to this conference call, to this training. And I'll tell you a little bit in a moment why and how this training was even inspired. But it's definitely needed. I know we haven't had a chance to talk much about our compensation plan from my perspective in quite a while, but today is going to be great. So if you're on the call right now and you've got some special people that you want to make sure that they see this training, go ahead and send them a text message, whatever it may be, and reach out to them. I know we had an incredible set of calls on Sunday, this past Sunday night on our Millionaire Mentorship call, and this is just one of a training call that we're going to have. It will be recorded, so if those of you who may be at work right now and you can't see it, but maybe you're listening in, it will be recorded. We'll have it on the YouTube channel so that you can go back and get this training resource here. So I want to go ahead and get started because we're already a few minutes behind the original starting time, and really dive in. But I want to go ahead and explain a little bit of why we're doing this particular training today, and especially during the weekday, 1 o'clock in the U.S. and I know over in Europe we've got about 8 p.m. Around Europe right now, and I was having a conversation with one of our diamonds, Patrick Timmerman, and it was just through messaging, and he was telling me how impactful one of the trainings were when we were over in Portugal, and this was maybe about 3 years ago. I think we had an Emerald trip, and he, at the time, he was a diamond, and I laid some things out on the compensation plan that he said he had no knowledge of whatsoever, but he said it made a huge difference in his understanding of how to take advantage and why this compensation plan was the best compensation plan out there. If you've ever played a video game, I remember when I was younger, I used to play, Mario Brothers, Super Mario, and things of that nature. And there was always some hidden talents or some hidden gems or some hidden advantages within the compensation plan that you would actually need someone to kind of decode it for you so you'll understand. Well, today is that decoding. I'm going to share with you some things. Some of them you'll already know, some of them you don't know, and some of you are brand new and you have no idea how to make this compensation plan work for you. But my goal is that after you hear this training, which is an advanced training, it may go on for an hour, maybe even an hour and a half. This is not the Millionaire Mentorship call, but I'll train on this until we're actually done. And but my goal is to make sure that you understand that the vehicle that we have, or the engine, Organo is the vehicle, this compensation plan is the engine, and your dream is the actual fuel, okay? So this compensation plan does nothing for you if you don't fill it up and fuel it up. And so that's why we talk about dream building and getting your goals set and thinking big, thinking huge, thinking big so that you can go out there and make the compensation plan work to your favor. Now, I was given a task years ago, I think this was maybe in 2010, 2009, to redesign elements of this compensation plan. And I took it with pride. Compensation plans are a specialty of mine. I understand them. But I want to share something with you, what a compensation plan is. A compensation plan itself is nothing more than a mechanism or a system of calculations that are designed to determine the style of behavior that you want performed in your field and your company. That's all it is. It's a behavior modification mechanism. That's all it does. What I notice about the industry of network marketing is people perform and they do, or they hang out where the money is. That's what they do. Where's the biggest money? Where's the now money? That's where people are going to hang out the majority of the time. It's not a negative. It's just what it is. And so if you put money in a certain area of the compensation plan, and you put big money there or fast money, that's what people are going to focus on. And so what we've done here with Organo is that we've designed a compensation plan that really, it's what I call, it's twofold. It's twofold. One part of our compensation plan It appeals to a person who loves speed. They want to earn money and they want it now. There's nothing wrong with now money. Some people get involved in our company and they need that money right now. So the now money is one of the components that we have. I call that the front end of our compensation plan. Sometimes you'll hear me refer to it as the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini is designed for speed, all right? And then we have what's called a back end of our compensation plan. The back end of our compensation plan is not designed for speed. It's designed for stability. Stability. So there's two parts of our comp plan. One is speed, one is stability. The front end, you'll hear me refer to as the Lamborghini, speed. The back end is the Rolls Royce, stability. It's not so fast out of the chute, but it's so solid, it's so stable. If you were driving from California to let's just say to New York, which is a very long drive, you probably feel better in the Rolls Royce and you'd enjoy the trip more. But if you were just trying to maybe make it to one of your mixers or CJMs or whatever it may be, and you're running 15 minutes late, you would probably choose the Lambo. Why? You need speed. You need some speed. And so what I want you to understand is that there's two mentalities that you're going to have, and there's a perfect time to focus on the long term, all right? Perfect time to focus on the long term, and then in the very beginning, people focus on the short term. What I'm going to share with you is how to build the comp plan fast, but while you're building fast, you're also setting up your long term. You just get there much faster. You get to stability much faster, okay? So you can have your cake and you can eat it too with our compensation plan. So let's just dive right on in, and hopefully we're able to get some questions. I've got Edward that's going to be on the line, and hopefully he's able to show me how to architect these Q&As that we'll have based on the compensation plan and based on this particular training. So if you do have any questions, please don't ask me about when a new product is coming out. Please don't ask me about some other things that are not related to this particular training. This training here is designed for an advanced training of the compensation plan. It doesn't mean that you have to be high level to have advanced training. It just means that I'm not going to focus solely on the basics. I'm going to get right into it and give you some of the high level training in the compensation plan. So let's talk about our compensation plan. I've already defined what a compensation plan, the purpose of a plan, and it's designed as a behavior modification mechanism. It's designed to make sure that you're going to perform whatever action the company wants. That's where they're going to put the money at. So in Organo, one of the things that we do have that's very good here that you can't find in any other company, any other product, doesn't matter what it is, and this is not necessarily putting any other company down. What I'm sharing with you is what it is that you have. Let me turn some lights on here for a second. There we go. And yeah, there we go. We got a little bit more light here. And so what I want to share with you is a concept of all methods of our compensation plan, how it works and how you maximize this compensation plan. So the retail part of our compensation plan is something that you can't do in other companies. And I'll cover this in its basics, okay? Here's why. Because typically in network marketing, if you have a product, and I've let my marker dry out. If you've got a product here, okay, and let's just, whatever that product is, typically with most products in network marketing, this is a typical thing. In network marketing, you're normally going to get somewhere between 10 to 20% markup, 10 to 20% markup with your products in terms of what you're really able to receive from a customer. Now, many companies may place a value of 30%, 50% retail, but that's not what you can really sell the product for. And Organo, we've got a product that I've seen that we can sell for 100% markup, 200% markup, 300, 400% markup, and even higher. And so it allows people who are only looking for the small immediate income to be able to realize that. Let me give you an example. When you take our coffee, for example, let's just say you take a box of the black coffee, okay? You take the black coffee, and I'm going to use U.S. prices. Now, some of you in other areas, the pricing may be different. It may be a little bit more expensive. It may be a little less. Whatever it is, I'm just going to give you a relative model that you can go from. Black coffee is $18. Now, in America, we pay our taxes on top of this right here, okay? On top of the product, our taxes are not already included. So it's $18 plus your tax. So if you got an $18 product, now what happens is there's 30 sachets in this, in the coffee. What we find is that many people are able to take this $18 box of coffee, and if they sell it by the box, many people are selling it for $30 per box. $30 a box. So if you take 18 and then you sell it for $30 per box, that means that your customer is paying $1 per cup, which is normal. Anywhere in the world, you can't even go to McDonald's and get a cup of coffee for $1. Now, here's the thing. Even if you can, where can you go and get a full dose of Ganoderma for $1? You can't. You can't go anywhere in the world and get that. So if you really look at it, we're giving them a discount on the Ganoderma and giving them the coffee for free. We're giving people really a 60% discount on the amount of Ganoderma that they're using for that dosage, and we're giving them the coffee for free. However it is that you want to put it, I want you to understand the value of what it is that you're offering your customer. So if you understand what's in your product and you sell the full benefit of the product, they'll understand and they'll remain your customer for life. Why? Because they can't find another quality product or a quality coffee that they're going to find like Organo, and they're not going to be able to find the Ganoderma that's in it as well. All right. So from a retail perspective, selling it by the box, a person is now making somewhere about 80% markup, which is very, very, very reasonable. Now, some people say, well, I can't sell my product. It's too expensive. It's because you're not selling the true value of what it is that you have. Remember, in America, we have companies like Folgers that sell coffee as well, Maxwell House, and they sell some very inexpensive coffees. You've got companies out there, maybe like Green Mountain Coffee, and they sell very inexpensive coffee. What I want you to understand is that every person is not your customer. I want you to imagine if you were working at a Mercedes-Benz dealership and a customer came in and you told them that the Mercedes-Benz was maybe $80,000. And they said, well, this is too expensive. You know, right down the street, they have Toyotas and they were only $25,000. Well, you don't try to haggle with that particular customer. You just have to realize that that particular customer is not yours to sell to. That's what they may be used to. They're looking for the Toyota, and it's not that Toyotas are bad. It's just that's what their preference is, and that's where they can see themselves buying. At the same time, if you worked at the Toyota dealership and you were selling cars, and someone came in and they wanted a vehicle that had all of these extra features and satellite assisted transmission, and they wanted the luxury package, and they wanted all of these bells and whistles, and they're complaining because you don't offer it at Toyota. You've got to realize, oh, that's not my customer. Sir, you've got to go down the street to the Rolls-Royce dealership or to the Mercedes-Benz dealership or Lexus or whatever it may be. So you've got to identify who is your customer. Don't get emotional just because a person doesn't buy from you. So when I find people who say, oh, I'll never drink coffee out of a package because maybe they got a $3,000 cappuccino machine made of all bronze or gold or whatever it may be, that's not my customer. I don't get upset whatsoever because I know this is what they drink. I don't have a product that they offer. We're not making a match. I can't provide value to this customer. So when I can't provide value, I move on. Don't ever argue to find value for a person who can't receive it, okay? So what you do is you just say next. In your mind, next, next, okay? So there's customers that I've walked away, potential customers I've walked away from, distributors I've walked away from. Why? I can't provide value to them. The thing I want you to understand that in business, specifically through a compensation plan, or when you are dealing with prospects, I want you to understand that the money that you earn is going to be in direct proportion to the amount of value that you are offering to that other person, okay? So here you're going to have, what, 70, 80% markup in your product. Now, here's another benefit that we have. I've got a young lady who's right here in Houston, Texas. She's in Nacho's organization. And I talk about her all the time. I think she's maybe in her 60s or mid 60s, late 60s, or whatever it is. And here's what happens. And this is what you can do with Organo that you can't do anywhere else in the world. She sells the coffee 6 o'clock in the morning. And for example, she's up 6:30. She's at her post. At around 7 o'clock is typically when all of the construction workers are showing up at this particular construction site. What she does is she takes 1 cup of coffee, okay? And what she does is she makes a sachet of coffee, of the black coffee, and she'll, use a small cup, and for a small cup, she'll sell it for $3 for a cup. For a large cup, she'll sell it for $5 a cup. Well, the sachet of coffee only costs her 60 cents. When she sells it for $5, she's got about an 800% to 900% markup on her product. You name another product where you can have that type of percentage of markup. It just doesn't happen. I've never seen that type of markup to take place. And so when I've looked at every other product out there in the industry, I've got friends of mine who sell utilities or electricity. And I never forget when I first started, a guy came to me and he told me about utilities. He says, Holton, everybody's got to have the electricity. And I was like, well, that's true. He said, so just imagine if you can get paid off of everybody's electric bill. So I asked him, I said, well, how much money are you making? How much money if I became your customer and I was on your 4th level, how much money would you make off of me? He says, well, what is your bill? I said, well, my bill averages around $600 to $800 per month. He says, wow, okay. I said, I'll be a pretty good customer for you. And this is what he told me. At that time, he says, if you were on my 4th level, he went through his compensation plan, no matter how much my bill was, he made 50 cents. $800 bill, he made 50 cents. If I had a $200 bill, he made 50 cents. And I never forget taking out a sachet of coffee, and I said, listen, I can take this 1 sachet, and I can earn 10 times the money that you earn off of an $800 electric bill, and I can do it with a 50 cent sachet with 1 customer. This is why I want you to understand, when your distributors in your organization and you as a leader start to understand, here's what you have in your hands, then you'll start to understand how to build and how to accumulate a consumer base that will drive you towards wealth. It will drive you towards wealth. It's very, very simple, but the simple things is what goes over most people's heads. Most people want to get involved with things that sound good and are complicated, but when you look at coffee, it's very simple. And so you can sell it by the sachet, you can sell it by the box. Here's the beauty of it. The sample and the product is the same. Shane and I, we talked about this in the very beginning, is that I can take my box, I've got 30 sachets in this black coffee here. So 1 box of coffee, if I sell them all let's just say I sell them at smalls, I take $18 for 1 box of coffee, and I can sell 30 cups of it. So 30 cups times $3 is going to be $90 that I'll make in profits off of an $18 product cost. Okay. So if you understand, it's pretty cool. I can give my samples away, or I can sell the box, but I don't have to go buy samples. I buy a box, and my samples are in my box. It's incredible. It's an amazing concept. I've been involved with products before, whereas we had a product, but we also had to buy small samples, and the CV ratio was horrible on the small samples. Here, your sample and your product is actually the same. So remember, retail is absolutely incredible. Not only this, the people who consume and drink coffee, it's a habit of theirs. If you service the people the right way, they'll become your customer and they'll stay your customer forever. The only thing that will stop a customer from buying your coffee is when you, as the distributor, disappear and you don't make and you're not around or available, and if you don't have them set up on an automatic payment system. Okay, I can tell you right now, Nikki Idetta is probably one of the top people on a personal retail basis who knows how to keep customers, and her organization is very profitable. Why? Because she understands the value of what they get, and she continues to build that relationship with those customers, and many of them actually transfer and become distributors. Even if they don't go out and recruit anyone, they're now on auto ship, and she still is able to earn income from all of those reorders. Remember, I don't care if it's retail or wholesale, what you get paid on is consumption, all right? In the organization, the CV does not reflect whether it's a retail or wholesale customer. You just get paid on that wholesale volume. And so regardless of whether you turn your customers into distributors, now you have the benefit of automatic auto ship, but you just don't receive the retail portion of the income. But here is where people can go out and make themselves daily income through the compensation plan if that's what you want to do. Okay, if that's what you want to do. We've got some distributors over in Tampa, Florida, that do an incredible amount of revenue on every month. They're making somewhere between $5,000 and $13,000 every month simply by taking this coffee, setting up retail, husband and wife team that we have there, and they set it up and they go out and they sell coffee by the cup. All right, we've had distributors who didn't even have 5 people sponsored in our company, didn't even have 5 distributors. And what was ironic is that one of the ladies used to work for Starbucks, and she wanted to be a full-time mother. She got involved in Organo. She starts setting up doing these little coffee systems at festivals, and she started making a little over $100,000 a year just in retail. She would sell her coffee products. She'd make these nice, incredible drinks that looks like art, and she was selling them for between $7 and $13 each. $7 and $13 each, and she was making over $100,000 a year. And needless to say, she doesn't work for Starbucks anymore. She's been able to earn money from a retail basis. The beauty of it is there's no licenses that you need. You don't have to be this great salesperson. People want to buy coffee. You've just got to find a way to get them, introduce them to your product. And when you introduce them to your product, now they will introduce you to some profit. So retail is very, very strong. Second component I want to talk to you about right now is the fast track, okay? Fast track, it's going to be pretty simple. Our fast track bonus, right? Our fast track bonus allows you to earn what we call immediate income, immediate gratification, all right? Why did we put money here? Again, behavior modification. We want you to go out and sell wholesale packages to brand new distributors. Remember, we don't earn money from recruiting in Organo. There's no money from recruiting. Anytime you recruit someone, a person comes in, and the very first thing that they must buy to become a distributor, they must buy what's called a distributor kit. The distributor kit in Organo is $49 and some change. And guess what? There's 0 commissions that are paid on a distributor kit. Now, oftentimes, most often, distributors will come in and say, hey, I don't only want to start with the distributor kit, I want to add something else to my basket. And what Organo has done is put together pre-packaged bundles, what we call our promotional sales packs, okay, our PSPs, We put these together for a reason. Why do we have bronze, silver, and gold packs? Number one, a promotional sales pack, it allows Organo to have more control over our inventory. See, if you went in and a person says, well, let me choose what products I want, sounds really good, doesn't it? You would be amazed that most people have no idea what to get and what to buy. And your sales will most likely cut in half because people will say, well, I'm confused. Let me just stick with the distributor kit, and later on, I'll go out and get my other product. I'll go through the shopping cart and fill up my bronze pack, my silver pack, and you would probably sell very few gold packs because they wouldn't know what to get. So what we've done is we've eliminated and removed the thought. Listen, here are some prepackaged deals that we've got put together for you. And it's no different than going maybe grocery shopping or when you go to a restaurant. There's a menu that they already have put together. Can they cook anything that they want in the restaurant? Of course. They put certain things on the menu and they put asterisks by that. So why? They want to make sure that they never run out of these selected items. If they tried to keep the same inventory levels of every single product in the restaurant, they'd have a lot of wasted food. Same thing here with Organo. If we wanted to keep the same inventory levels on every single product, just in case you wanted to order it, we'd have a lot of expired product. Our product costs and cost of goods would go through the roof, which means that we'd have to lower the compensation plan. So we already know on a projected basis how many gold packs we're going to sell, how many silver, how many bronze packs it will sell. So because you as a distributor and as a new customer are helping us with our inventory levels, Organo says we're going to reward you with a commission when you go out and sell one of these packages. So a brand new distributor comes in, they purchase their $49 distributor kit first. Then they start putting other stuff in the basket like a bronze, silver, or gold pack. When they put that gold pack in the basket, Organo says, okay, we're going to trigger a commission. You helped us save money on inventory. We're going to pay out a commission bonus, and it's typically somewhere close to 10% of whatever that package was, but it's a commission paid on the products, not on the person joining the company. All right. This eliminates what's called pyramiding, because when you're buying product, you're getting paid on product. You're not getting paid on people. So the fast track, you'll receive one on bronze, you'll receive one on silver packs, you'll receive fast track commissions on gold packs as well. All right. So fast tracks allow you to put weekly money in your pocket. You get paid weekly on the fast track commissions. All right. So now these are one-time commissions. That means that when you enroll a person and they purchase that particular package, it's a one-time commission. You don't get paid a residual on this because there's no, you can only buy one package. Now, we do have what's called an upgrade pack. The upgrade pack is basically the same thing. It's a prepackaged promotional sales pack. We know what that upgrade is going to be. That's why we pay you a commission, another commission, when you sell that to one of your frontline distributors. You get the fast track commission, okay? So hopefully you understand the purpose of the promotional sales packs now, why we do it. I know some of you says, well, I'd like to go out and choose my own products. Well, you probably could. But what I want you to do is I want you to think about the masses. Think about the masses. I want you to imagine if you owned a restaurant and there was no menu and everybody walked in the restaurant and just decided they had to put together what it was that they wanted to eat. Do you know how slow the service would be? How many of you have actually gone out on a date, taking your wife or you've taken your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend out, and there is a menu and you ask them what they want to eat and they still don't know? That's most often what happens. So in today's society, I want you to know that the majority of people, they need a little help for decisions to be made for them. And so a menu or a promotional sales pack, it helps them through that process because there's no thinking that's involved. They don't know that they need 20 boxes of latte or 15 boxes of black, or they don't know that they need spores. They never had a spore before. But we're the experts. We know, so we prepackage those for you, and we put them associated. We put a fast track commission associated with the sale of them. Now, let's get to income number 3, dual team commissions. Dual team commissions, okay? I'm going to explain the dual team commissions here, and hopefully you really understand the dual team and how the dual team commissions actually work to your benefit. Dual team commissions is what a lot of people are attracted to, and this is where Organo has set a payment structure or commission structure that when you start to build a team, you're able to now earn overrides or an income based on all of these promotional sales packs or these first orders that are actually being placed throughout your entire organization all the way through infinity. Now, this is you right here. There's a structure in your back office, it's called a placement tree or enrollment tree or your placement tree. Your placement tree will look like this. You will have a left team and you'll have a right team. A left team and a right team. And what happens, I want to share with you how to qualify for this income. This is amazing here, okay? This is really, really amazing. I'm going to share with you some of the little small nuances, some of the small little, the little tricks of the trade, if you will, you know, those extra skills to open up some of this thought process about this dual team for you. The way that you qualify for the dual team is, first of all, you must be active or have a center that is activated. How do you get an activated center? You must generate a minimum of 200 qualifying volume one time in this center here, and now it is active, or you have activated your center. If a person enrolls and they purchase a bronze pack and you sell them a bronze pack, they are immediately activated. Immediately activated, okay? But if they come in for just the distributor kit, they're not activated yet. They can't collect dual team commissions immediately. They can't do that. There's a lot of other things they can do later on, but when I typically find people who join and they want to participate in the dual team, most of them would want to earn commissions right away, not later on. So I'm going to show you the right away approach. Number one, you become activated. Activated, 200 qualifying volume in your center, and now you're activated. Activation is the first thing. Second thing is qualified. You must become qualified. How do you qualify? You must sponsor one person on your left with 50 QV and one person on your right with 50 QV, and you are now qualified. You are now qualified. What does qualified do? Qualified now allows you to have volume that comes through your team. It allows volume to store and to calculate. You can store volume now, okay? So remember, there's 2 steps, actually 3 steps to earning your dual team. First step is to activate. You get a bronze, silver, or gold package, you're already activated. Takes 200 qualifying volume. Second step is to become qualified. 50 QV over here, 50 over here, and you're now qualified. Now, here's what Organo has done in our compensation plan. Okay? We make it so simple. Why? We already know brand new people, they don't want to go through and learn all of these different steps to figure out how to get paid. We don't want them focused on all of the learning in the beginning. We want them focused on building so that they can earn while they learn, okay? We want you to earn while you learn. So when you come in and you get a bronze, silver, or gold pack, Organo says you're not only activated, we're going to make sure that you are qualified, and we will give you up to 60 days of qualification. Up to 60 days. That means we will allow you 60 days to find this person on the left, this person on the right, before that volume no longer calculates and stores up here in your center. See, within 60 days, you now will have learned. In 60 days, you now will you have an opportunity to have people in your organization who've already placed orders. So it's automatically done, and then we teach you on the back end. See, here's what you do to keep those qualifications. So Organo has set that up for us and made it very, very simple. Third step, remember, first step, activation. Second step, qualified. Third step is going to be earn. How do you earn? This is how you earn. And the dual team, all right? And I'll go back and I'll share with you a couple things on this dual team here in a second. Here's how you earn. The company has the computer system or a program, and it tracks left team and right team volume. You may hear someone say outside leg or inside leg. Don't worry about that right now, okay? You may hear them say power leg and pay leg, strong team. I don't believe in calling any team weak team. I believe both of your legs should be power legs, okay? So the company tracks the volume. So for example, you start building your team and your organization starts to build. And remember, everybody is not going to become qualified. That's normal. It's what happens. Don't get stressed out when that takes place. So what happens is this. Typically, most people, your teams will not grow at the same speed. Just doesn't happen that way. You'll have a leg take off, and over here, maybe you have a leg that grows a little slower. You just don't know who is going to grow and who's going to take off. Sometimes you'll have someone from your upline who will sometimes place a person or two down below you. If this person sponsors a new distributor and they place them on their left side, they can't put them between you. They have to place them somewhere over here, and that person will fall right here. And this volume counts towards all of your volume credits over here on this left side. So you have left team volume, right team volume, and what happens is the company pays you like this, okay? I'll make it very simple. We have a graduated payment commission scale at the bronze pack. It will pay 5% on the left side, 5% on the right, or we say 10% on the lesser team. I'm explaining both so that you understand. Why do I say 5% and 5%? Because some people will look at it and say, well, why didn't the company pay me on my strong team? They do. You get paid on both teams. At the silver, so if you're at the bronze package, or if you are a marketing associate, you're going to get paid, marketing associate, you get paid 10%. You can get paid 15% or 7.5% on the left, 7.5% on the right. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I'll explain what I mean. You get paid 15%. The silver pack automatically puts you at 15%. Or you can get paid 20%, up to 20%, and this is the gold package, or when you become a platinum elite, you get paid 20%. When you become sapphire and above, all of these people are paid at 20% or 10% both teams, left and the right side. How does it work? Let's give you an example of how all of this works here, okay? So here's what you do. Here's how it works. Here's how you start to earn. What happens is this. Let's just assume that this team over here, your strong team, It did 7,000 in volume. 7,000 in volume, and this team did 3,000 in volume for this particular commission cycle. Don't worry about the numbers. Maybe this is a small number to you. Maybe for some of you it's large. It doesn't matter. You use the math however it is that you choose. Now, what happens is we have very simple increments of how our volume calculates, okay? So for every 150 points over here and 150 points over here, our company gives us a $30 commission, okay? That's called a cycle. It's a cycle. So the company will look over here. If you only had 150 over here and you had 300 points over here, the company would say, okay, you've got 150 here, and we'll take 150 from here, and we're going to pay you 10, 15, or 20% on the lesser team, and that's how that would work. So $30 for each cycle. Now, let me do the math for you and show you what I'm talking about. I'm not going to break it down into cycles right now. I'm just going to use percentages. Cycles may confuse you. Percentages gives you kind of a general idea of what the commissions are going to be. Okay, so let's just talk on the gold pack. I like talking the biggest numbers I can get. Why talk small numbers when I can talk big numbers? Here's why you want to be at the gold pack or 20%. Because it doesn't matter how many people you have, you're going to do the same work. The gold pack pays you twice as much as the bronze pack. 20% is 2 times what 10% is. So this is why I highly encourage people get to 20% right away, because whether I have a team of 100 people or a team of 1,000, I would rather maximize my earnings. So let's just say we're at the gold pack and you've got 3,000 points here, 7,000 points here. You've already been activated, you're qualified, which means your volume is actually holding. Your volume holds. So the company looks at both teams, and the computer is going to look immediately to the smaller volume team. It goes over here and it says, oh, this team has 3,000 CV, commissionable volume. You'll see us talk CV is what you get paid on. Commissionable volume. This team has 7,000, so the calculation starts from this team here. 3,000, and it's going to take 3,000 from here. You're going to be left with 4,000 points left over, but the company's computer says, I'll pay 10% on the 3,000 here, which is a $300 commission. I'm going to pay another 10% on this 3,000, which is another $300 commission. So 300 plus 300 is a $600 commission is what you earn. If you look at it this way and say, well, I'm getting paid 20% of the lesser team, 20% of 3,000 is the same 600. I'm showing you that you're actually getting paid on both teams, because it takes this volume, pays 10%, it takes this volume, pays 10%, it totals it up for a grand total of 20%. This is how you actually get paid. So don't say, well, the company only pays me on one team. It doesn't. It pays you on both teams. If you didn't have this volume, you couldn't get this commission check at all right? So that's the dual team. Here's what's beautiful. Here's what's beautiful about the dual team is that unlike many other compensation plans, Organo says this extra volume that you have, 4,000 left over, you get to carry this volume forward with you the following week. So when the commission cycle is over at 12 o'clock or 12:01, 12 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday, this 4,000 is already sitting there waiting for you to do something on this side to get paid. I want you to imagine if you were, in sales or whatever profession you're in, When the clock strikes over at the end of the year, you don't carry forward any additional work to get paid on. It's in the books for last year. So in Ordano, in the dual team, this volume of 4,000 commissionable volume, or CV, it forwards to the next week, waiting for you to get paid. And it can continue to store. It can get larger and larger and larger and larger and larger, and it's waiting for you to cash it out. It's really like building a bank account that you can withdraw from 15 months later, for example, okay? And so it's pretty awesome to be able to have this, this storage, because when I started in network marketing with binaries or dual teams, many of those dual teams would flush. The volume would disappear after the payment cycles, leading you to start every single week fresh with new volume you had to produce, okay? Now, so that's how you get paid in the dual team. Here's what I want you to understand about the dual team. Remember, I told you I'm going to give you some good little ideas about the dual team and behaviors of how to make it work for you. Now that you understand how to get paid, what volume goes into the dual team? PSPs, okay? PSPs, promotional sales packs, and first orders. Promotional sales packs go into the dual team and first orders. That is the only way volume can actually be associated through the dual team, okay? So let me explain. Promotional sales packs we've already covered. Bronze, silver, and gold packs. Upgrade packs. Or expo packs that we have at convention, or UTX when we have promotional packs. Those are promotional sales packs, and they can go through the dual team. Now, what is a first order? The first order is a non-PSP order that is placed for the very first time for a distributor. So that means if I get involved and I have a distributor that gets involved, and that distributor gets a gold pack, and I get 600 points and my team over here for that gold pack. Yeah, they've placed an order, but what if they set up an auto ship of $100 that triggers the next month? Well, now that order that gets triggered next month of 100, it goes into the dual team. Why? Because it is the very first order that is not a promotional sales pack. So it's called a first order. Now, what happens if this person has a $100 auto ship, and even 15 minutes later, they go back and say, well, let me place another order. I wanted some of the OG soap. And they place an OG soap order, and they get, they place 30 CV worth of soap. It doesn't go into the dual team because it's no longer a first order. That's going to go into the Uni-Level. That's now called a reorder. Any of the products that they order will be considered a reorder, and reorders do not go through the dual team. Only first orders and promotional sales packs. Here's what's cool. You want to know how I built my business? You want to know how I maximize my dual team? Here's what my focus was. Here's what I did. I would always set goals, and I would say, hey, listen, what I want to do is this. I wanted to motivate myself and motivate my team. So here's some of the things that I did to motivate us. I always set my auto ship at the very beginning of the month. So the very first day of the month, I want to place my order. Remember, as a leader, I am not counting on the auto ship, the computer that's being set. I am a leader. Remember, the majority of the things that we set place are for the normal average person who's not ready to step into leadership. But you can't do things the way the masses do, but expect an extraordinary result. So I place the majority of my orders day one. If it's September 1, my order is going through. Let me share with you why. Here's what's cool. So I get a new distributor in, I set a goal, and I say, you know what? I'm going to work, and I'm going to work with my team over here, and I'm going to make sure that this month that we have 50 new distributors to join on my lesser team that I have. So if it's over here, this is my lesser team. And let's just say that we bring in 50 new distributors that we're going here. I split up the work, and each person is going to have somewhere between 15 to 20 new distributors that they're personally responsible for within their groups. Why? Because the way I look at this is that in the month of August, if I got 50 new distributors, that means I'm going to teach all of my people to set them up on a 100 CD auto ship, $100 auto ship, okay? The 100 points auto ship that's going to roll the following month. Here's what happens. Here's what's so awesome. And I teach them, hey, set their auto ship up on the 1st. Why? Because let me ask you a question. If your check starting off the first week is so low, are you pumped and excited, or are you like, wow, man, got a lot of work to do this month? But what if you woke up on September 1st and you looked and September 1st, wow, you got all of this volume in, your check is, you waking up and you've already got a check in your back office, you're pumped up. So now you've got from September 1st all the way until September 30th to be motivated. But some of you are placing your orders the last week of the month, and you don't see that big check until the last week of the month. Why? Because your group does what you do. So you only get 5 to 7 days of intense passion, and that's why you don't maximize your results. But what if everybody had their auto ship set on the 1st? You've got 50 brand new people. What does that mean? 50 times 100 is going to give me $5,000 in new pay side volume. You know what that means? That means that when those orders place on the 1st, and they manually go and do their orders on the 1st, on day 1, by the time I wake up, just from this group alone, this is my pay side, 20% of this 5,000, I've got a $1,000 dual team check waiting on me when I open up my computer and look at my back office. Do you think I'm jacked up and fired up? Of course I am. But what if I went to the back office and looked, and there it was, 0. I don't know. Wonder if anybody going to work this week. Wonder if anybody going to work next week. And so I'm right now, see, I'm that guy giving you how to unlock the power of the compensation plan. See, it's that first order that also comes through the dual team. So I orchestrated all of this. Why? Because I want to create an environment of people who are emotionally strong and passionate so that we can put all of everything in your favor. This is called getting the slight edge. This is called getting the slight edge. So here you go, 20% times 5,000. What if you put 100 people on in your organization? That's a $2,000 check day one. Day one. But guess what else happens? The next month of October, these 50 people are placing their order on the beginning of the month. It's no longer a first order. It goes into the Uni-Level. And so now you wake up and your Uni-Level check is big and your dual team check is big and you are fired up. Ladies and gentlemen, the thing I want you to understand is this. The skill that's required to build this business is simple. The mind power that's required to build this business is where the difference between top earners and people who just coast. I don't work harder than everybody else. I work smart. I work smart. I know if I've got 5 leaders over here who wake up and their checks are huge, On day one, I've got 5 other people who are going out and in recruiting. They're exposing. They're in zone 1. They are passionate, even if they woke up and their check was only $200. How much do you wake up to from sleeping with the job? Nothing. Your business and your results got you $200 on day one. This is why it's so important to place the orders on the first day of the month. Well, the system says the 5th and the 15th or the 20th. Okay, well, do what the system says, if that's what you want to do. I set the auto ship up, I do. And then what I do is I go in and show them how to place the order, because if you're building the business the way I teach, you can't build with $100 of product. It can't happen. I was talking to Kelly Rakowski the other day, and she was talking to me about some things that they've got going on, and she was telling me, she says, well, I always have a goal that on this date of the month, I'm already qualified diamond. Okay, it's like the first 10, 12 days of the month, she's already, her diamond qualifications are done. Do you think she's fired up and excited? Because she knows if they're done the first third of the month, she's got 2/3 of the month to get blue diamond done. And she's fired up. But they've got a machine of people who's doing the exact same thing. A team, a machine of people who are doing the exact same thing. And that's how you create momentum. But if everybody waited to place their orders at the end of the month, Kelly will be wondering, are we going to hit blue diamond this month? No, she doesn't worry about that. It's done in the beginning of the month. And so that's one of those secrets that I want to tell you. I don't care if your goal is to put 10 people in. Okay? What if you put 10 people in and they had a $100 order? That's $1,000 times 20%. I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that's a $200 commission that you got in dual team. You're motivated to go out there and enroll more people. It's the multiplying effect that takes place, okay? So those are dual team commissions. We place caps on these dual team commissions. I won't go into what the caps are. I'm just showing you how you make this work for yourself. Make that qualifying order at the beginning of the month. Make that, it's the same thing with, and I'll talk about it when I get to the next one, but it's the same thing with Star Achiever. Why Star Achievers? I'll share with you some of the things about Star Achiever. My Star Achiever, hey, get it done the first of the month. Big, huge residual check sitting there waiting. I'm fired up and excited. I'm motivated. See, I got to protect my mind. It's my job to protect this and my emotions. If I don't protect my emotions and my mind, it's my fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's not Shane's fault. It's not my fault. It's not your upline fault. It's your fault if you don't protect your mindset and your mentality. So the dual team is powerful. You can get paid up to $75,000 per week. And many of us have experienced the $75,000 cap on a weekly basis. That's $300,000 of income per month. It doesn't apply right now to many of you, but at least you understand what's possible. You understand what's possible with the dual team. Okay, now, y'all see I get fired up when I'm talking about the compensation plan. We're going to go to number 4 here real quick. And I got some things I've got to release through here, and so you'll really understand. Okay, I think we're an hour in so far. We probably got another 30 minutes that we'll do on this call, but I've got some good stuff I want to share with you with regard to the comp plan. Okay, here we go. Now, 4th is Uni-Level. Uni-Level income. The Uni-Level is where now the stability part of the compensation plan comes in, or what we call the Rolls Royce, all right? The Uni-Level is not based on your placement tree. It's based on what we call your PET. Let me write it up here. P-E-T. P-E-T. That stands for Personal Enrollment Tree. PET stands for Personal Enrollment Tree. This is how your personal enrollment tree looks like, okay? This is you. Your personal enrollment tree would be anybody that you personally have enrolled into Organo. These people are all on your first level. This is called your personal enrollment tree. The very first person always starts off, it goes in this order from your left, and the last person is this person here. So in the Uni-Level structure, you are building wide. In the binary, you're building deep, okay? Don't worry about setting it up. It's automatically done for you. So you don't ever have to worry about where to place people here. The placement only happens in the binary part of the structure, okay? The binary part of the structure. By the way, in the binary part of the structure, let me give you one little tip. Some people don't do this the right way, and I'm going to share with you how to do it long term, okay? And back to the binary. When you're building your binary, this is one little tip that I had that I didn't tell you. If this is the common leg, let's just say that your upline is here, and if you join and your upline maybe place one or two people below you before, the very first person that you place into the organization, you place them in the strong team, the common leg. Why? Most people say, well, my upline is building my strong leg, so I'm going to focus over here. No, that's not called team. Remember, it's a dual team commission. Dual, you and your upline. Both of you are building both legs. So you place the very first person over here. This is a way of telling this person and this person, thank you for contributing to my income. And the next person you place over here so that you now start earning dual team commissions. Don't be selfish and place a person over here hoping that somebody else does the work for you in your strong team. It's not the way that top earners do it. I've never seen a person who's being selfish like that earn money long term. Remember, it's your business. It's not your upline's business. You're not willing to split your check with your upline. So stop calling your upline saying, when you're going to place some people below me, or which leg are you placing me on? When I joined, I told Shane, I don't care where you put me, to the left or to the right, wherever it is that I'm going, go work on the other side. I promise you, I'm going to secure this leg for you. That's the mentality of a business builder. But the mentality of somebody who's not confident, please place people below me. I can't build this business on my own. No, you're never going to stay. You're never going to attract leadership long term with that mentality. Looking for someone to give you something that you think you deserve. Whatever you deserve, give it to yourself. Give it to yourself. Now, fast forward, Uni-Level commissions. What goes through the Uni-Level? Do you know? You got it right. Reorders. Reorders go through the Uni-Level. What is a reorder? Any order that is not a promotional sales pack or not a first order, then that means it's automatically a reorder. There's only 3 types of orders we have in Organo. We've got PSPs, promotional sales packs, first orders, and reorders. So first orders and PSPs do not qualify for the Uni-Level portion of the comp plan, only reorders. So that means auto ships, all of the Star Achievers volume, and anytime you go to your back office and say, you know what, I'm out of OGX, and I'm out of VX or XT or whatever it is that you're out of, and you place an order, it's a reorder, and it goes through the Uni-Level compensation plan. Here's how the Uni-Level compensation plan works. This is considered level 1. If this person sponsors someone, that will be considered level 2. This person sponsors someone, that's considered level 3, so on and so forth. Now, here's what's so cool. We get paid all the way down to 9 levels of the Uni-Level structured pay. It's a fixed percentage per level. Go to the compensation plan or to the presentation. You'll see what those percentages are. I'm not going to go through all of that right now for you. I want to show you the psychology of our compensation plan. So here's why you want to build wide. This is why I don't give away sponsorship to people. All right? People will always ask some of my top leaders and say, hey, listen, how's your income so stable? It's because they're wide. If you go to Edwin Haynes, if you go to Sam Bean, if you go to Dr. Bob Rakowski, and you go to Cesar Munoz and some of these other leaders, you go to Jose Luis to say, why is your residual so stable? It's because of the width that they built. I have some people who have this philosophy. They say, well, you really only need 3 legs to qualify. So here's what happens. Let me give you an example. The wider you build, the closer you keep the money to you. The more shallow or the more narrow you build, the more you push money away from you. What do I mean? If you ever look at your organization, okay, here's how the organization will actually look. The shape of your Uni-Level, okay, the shape of the Uni-Level will always be, of an organization, will always be in the triangular shape. Some people say, oh, it's a pyramid. They think just because it's a triangle, it's a pyramid. A shape is not a pyramid. A pyramid is an organization that funnels money through and no products, and there's no benefit to a person who doesn't participate to the company. That's called a pyramid. When you've got a structure and you've got real products, and if a person doesn't join or recruit, they can still go out and make money. That's called a business. That's a real business. So make sure that you get educated. Just because something is shaped like a pyramid doesn't mean it's a pyramid. It's just a triangular shape. But here's the thing. I'm going to give you 2 different types of shapes of Uni-Level structures. You can have some people who have a structure that will be like this. That's them. And their triangle looks like this. Okay? And let's say that we have the same volume of people that we have, and let's say this organization has 5,000 people in it, or whatever, 5,000 people. Let's take this organization, or this person who builds the way I teach. And this organization has 5,000 people. Okay? Who makes the most money? Well, there's 5,000 people here, and there's also 5,000 people here. They're doing the same amount of revenue. Let's just say that this organization is doing $200,000 in products, 200,000 and reorders, and this was doing 200,000 in reorders. This is why you have, everybody's not created equal. This person is probably making 2 to 3 times what this person is making. Why? Because this person started building wide and they didn't give away their personally sponsored people. Watch what happens here. Let's just say that we go over here. This becomes level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, 7, 8, 9. All right? Let's say that this person here is a diamond. And as a diamond, you're going to get paid down 7 levels. Okay? Oh, let's just call them a ruby. A ruby is going to get paid 4 levels. Okay? Sorry. 5 levels for a ruby. But look, over 60% of their volume is outside of their pay structure. Why? Because they built maybe 6 legs or 7 legs, and everything else went deep. And so all of this revenue here, they don't get paid on. Well, look over here. This is level 1. This is level 2. This is level 3. This is level 4. This is level 5. Now, this person who is a ruby, they've got 100% of that revenue that's within their pay structure. Why? Because they went wide. They start building wide. Don't say, well, it only takes 2 people to qualify for the comp plan. That's for the dual team. Your security and your long-term income is over here in the Uni-Level. This is why you want to build wide. When you build wide, your organization will duplicate what it is that you're doing, and they will build wide, and you will keep the money closer up to you. Here, you push the money further away from you. Hopefully you understand that. Remember, this is an advanced training. You have some cultures who say, well, I won't build any wider than 10 legs, and everybody else, I'm going to place them below. You can do that if you want. And what your group is going to do is duplicate that, and you're going to teach them how to push the volume away from where they qualify. You don't want to do that, because this person can be a Sapphire, this person can be an Emerald, and this person can earn more money at Sapphire than this Emerald is here because of the structure of their organization. Have you heard me talk about the 2020 plan before? I put the 2020 plan in place for a reason. Why? If I was the one to make the modifications for this comp plan, do you think I know how to maximize it? Do you think I know all the little simple secrets that are in it? Of course I do. So don't give away personal sponsorships. Keep your personal sponsorships. Build wide and encourage your people to build wide. My philosophy and what I did for at least my first 7 years in Organo is I personally sponsored 2 people per month, period. End of story. 2 people per month. Why? Because my goal was to set an example of how to make sure I maximize profitability for the organization. Okay? So 2 people per month minimum is what I was doing. Yours may be 1 per month, or 2 per month, or yours may be 3 per month. Let me tell you what not to do. Don't set a goal. You may hear people out here and they have these trainings, how to sponsor 26 people or 30 people in a month. Don't do that. That's dumb. You can't work with them. I don't know anybody who sponsors 30 people a month every month who's going diamond. None. Nobody. It doesn't make sense. Don't follow that strategy. How to put 100 people front line in 90 days. You're going to lose 90 of them. Okay? So make sure when you sponsor and secure. Sponsor and secure those legs. Sponsor and secure those legs, okay? You don't want to throw mud up on the wall and see what sticks. It doesn't work that way, all right? That's not the strategy for this comp plan. Maybe in another comp plan, that may work. I'm letting you know, if you're out there focusing on putting 30 people a month in, it's not going to work for you the way you think it is. You're going to go through a lot of resources, and you're probably going to ruin a lot of relationships because you don't have the skill set to work with that many people at one time. You say, well, what about the internet and all of this? Remember, this is a relationship-based business, okay? So let me get back to Uni-Level commissions. Let me share with you a couple of other things that take place with Uni-Level commissions. Our Uni-Level has not only what's called standard compression, it also has dynamic compression. Let me give you an example. Standard compression, if this is level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3. Let's say, for example, that you are getting paid, this is you here, and let's say that this person here placed the order for $100, and this person here placed, they didn't even qualify this month. They placed an order for 0, nothing whatsoever. But you had a person here who gets paid, who did 400 in volume, and you had a person on your 4th level who did 200 in volume. Now, if you're just a consultant and you got started in the business, you only qualify for 3 levels of pay. So that means that Organo would pay you here 4%. You're supposed to get paid 4% on level 2, 4% on level 3. But you qualify for 3 levels only. This is on your 4th. You're not getting paid this in any company outside of Organo, or most companies outside of Organo. Organo has something called compression. Compression means when a person doesn't qualify or fails to place an order or quits, get terminated, whatever happens, or 0 volume is placed in there, then this person right here slides up and everything comes with them, which means that the company says for commission purposes, this now becomes your level 2 and this becomes your level 3, which means you now get the 4% on that $200. It's called compression. And it compresses all the way down throughout the organization based on your qualification. At Sapphire, you get paid levels 4. At Ruby, you get paid levels 5. At Emerald, you get paid level 6. Diamond, level 7, and so on and so forth, how you get down to 9 levels. And each level, and even below the 9th level, there's compression that can take place to compress people back up to you so that you don't miss out on any income that you qualify for, okay? Now, if this person missed their order and placed 0, and this person was not here, you only had 3 levels, then you would only get 2 levels of pay because that's how deep you went anyway, okay? That's how deep you would have gone anyway. So that's the Uni-Level, and that's what we call compression. Now, here's the good part. Here's probably what Patrick has been waiting for, especially when I talk about the generational bonus here. There's what we call dynamic compression that also applies. Here's what you don't know. I have yet to see another company in the entire industry that I'm aware of, and I'm aware of many of them, who are willing to pay compression and dynamic compression within the same compensation plan, not either or. It's organo, okay? No other comp plan that I've seen has it. Dynamic compression simply means this, okay? Dynamic compression means you are a Ruby, okay? Let's say you're an Emerald. You are an Emerald. And as an Emerald, you're supposed to get paid 6 levels of Uni-Level pay. Here's what's going to blow your mind, guys. This, I never forget, you can ask Shane Moran. I called up Shane my first commission check. And I said, listen, I'm noticing some stuff with my check. It's wrong. Okay? I think my very first residual check, it was for 1 week of business because people had run out of orders. They had placed their first order and went back and placed a reorder. And my first residual check was $47.38 or something like that. That was for the first week of business, which wasn't bad. My second check for the next month, I think was $1,100 or something like that of residual income first month, which was pretty good. And the next month it was like almost 3,000. I forgot the numbers, and then it started going crazy. And I called Shane. I said, hey, listen, man, we got an issue here. The company's overpaying me. I said, there's dynamic compression and there's regular compression in this compensation plan. He said, that's supposed to be. I said, are you sure? He says, well, let me check. And he called me back and he says, yeah, that's the way it is. We programmed it that way. I says, I want to make sure because I'm about to go build the biggest business I've ever built. And this is unfair. This is an unfair advantage that I have of any compensation plan in the world, this dynamic compression. And he saw I was getting so excited. I don't even think at that moment that Shane even knew what the dynamic compression was. I don't know if he knew, but I got so fired up. And I believe I went and put maybe about 6 new personals in that week just because I knew, wow, here's what happens. You're an Emerald in the comp plan, okay? Let me just erase this part. Let me redo this here because I've got to show you how this really works. You're still an Emerald, and I'm just drawing smaller circles here, okay? So levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, 15, 20, whatever's down below, okay? Now, here's what happens. If you're an Emerald, and let's say that your first person here, okay, You've got many other legs over here, but the first person in your organization over here is a Ruby. And maybe you've got another Ruby here, and you've got a Sapphire here, and you've got consultants, blah, 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 okay? So here's what happens. As an Emerald, you're supposed to get paid 6 levels, and let's just say that you got consultants here, VIPs, whatever it is. Okay, so you're supposed to get paid 6 levels, and if all 6 levels place orders, you're cut off. You only get paid 6 levels, right? No. You actually can get paid to infinity. This is like an infinity bonus at every single level. Here's what happens, and there's probably only 20 to 30 people who even know that this is how the comp plan works right now. 20 to 30 people in our company who understands this. This is why I got so busy, because nothing else in the world would pay me like this. So watch what happens here. So if I am an Emerald, I get paid 6 levels. As a Ruby gets paid 5 levels. But dynamic compression says the company must pay out the money. It's guaranteed to pay out all of the commissions that are available. So what happens is this. It looks at this Ruby. This Ruby has a 1st level, 2nd level, 3rd level, 4th level, 5th level. The Ruby is done. But the Ruby also has a 7th level. Okay, I'm sorry. It has a 5th level here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has a 6th level. This 6th level placed an order of 100 points. Does the Ruby qualify for the 6th level? No. Well, this person is on your 7th level. Do you qualify for 7th level commissions? No. But dynamic compression says if the Ruby has a 6th level Uni-Level and they are only a Ruby, the 6th level must get compressed up and it pays out to you. Why? Because anybody with a 6th level commission, if they don't qualify for it, all of that money comes back to you. So that means you've gotten paid on this as your 6th level, but the company comes back and they're going to say, well, we're going to pay you on this again as the Ruby 6th level that they didn't qualify for. They're going to go to this Ruby, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Ruby stops here. This is that Ruby 6th level, another $100 volume. This is level number 8 that you don't qualify for. The Ruby doesn't qualify for it either. And guess what happens? The company comes down here and says, wow, this right here is level number 6 for this Ruby. This Ruby can't collect. This Emerald can actually collect on it, and they're going to pay you on that volume. What if you had another person here? Let me give you an example. You've got a Sapphire right here. The Sapphire's got level 1, 2, 3, 4. They get paid on 4 levels. They don't get paid on levels 5 because they don't qualify. But here's what happens. There is a 5th level commission. The Sapphire can't get it, but the Ruby qualifies for it. Even though it's out of its pay zone, dynamic compression comes back and pays that Ruby, not this one. It pays the very first qualified rank. This is why you always want to qualify your PIN, because dynamic compression will explode your check. It will explode your commission check, and it will allow you to get paid all the way down. This can go 15 levels deep, and if you were an Emerald and you had people who had commissions down there that they didn't qualify, it's going to come up and pay you. It's like getting paid 4, 5, 6 times on that one person's volume, because the company says we're willing to pay it out because we put this level in the comp plan. So let's pay it out anyway. And it pays it to the upline qualified person. Guys, that's what's unequal. That is what's unfair with any other comp plan that I am completely aware of. It's called dynamic compression. And I'm going to show you again how it works with income number, the next income that we have, which is generational bonus, okay? So if you didn't get it here, I'm going to show you how it works with the generational bonus, because I've got to be wrapping up here shortly. Here's what happens. Generational bonus. I want you to understand the psychology of what we've done. Remember, a compensation plan is nothing more than a behavior modification mechanism. That's it. So, generational bonus, how do you get it? You must qualify at the Sapphire level to get the bonus. If you listen, if you paid attention, we put everything around Sapphire. You want generational bonus, you must become Sapphire. You want a lifestyle bonus, you must become Sapphire. You want an eagle, you must become Sapphire. You want to go diamond, you better learn how to produce sapphires. When you learn how to go sapphire and produce sapphires, ladies and gentlemen, this bonus right here, this is the biggest bonus that's ever been paid, I believe, on a volume basis. I'm talking about just a monthly volume basis in the history of network marketing in Organo. I know what bonuses get paid off and regular commissions. Yeah, there are some people who've gotten like the $1 million bonus, $2 million bonuses in companies you don't even know. Most of those bonuses, it says $1 million bonus, but what they do is they split it up over 12 months, and if a person ever misses qualification, they don't get that month's bonus. So a $1 million bonus can actually only end up being a $100,000 bonus based off of a qualification of a person. So don't get fooled by all of this bonus stuff that you see out there, cash bonuses stuff. It doesn't always, it's not always the way that it appears to be, okay? There's some fine print that only many of the leaders know. This one here, it's no foolery. It's we pay it out every single month that you're willing to go out there and produce other sapphires. So here's how the generational bonus works. Everything is based on your Uni-Level tree. This is why I teach people every month. My goal when I joined Organo for the first 18 months was to make sure that I produced a sapphire leg, a new sapphire leg, or a sapphire in a leg that was never sapphire every month for 18 consecutive months. I knew that was going to set me up for financial independence. And that's why I went to work, and I didn't come up breathing until I got it done. 18 months, it was tough, but it was worth it. It was tough, but it was worth it. Guys, I want you to understand, you've got a money printing machine here called a generational bonus. Here's what happens. You are a diamond. Get to diamond. You are a diamond. Get your structure set properly. This is why I say build wide, not just build narrow and deep. It doesn't work for you. So here's what happens. The generational bonus says, we're not going to pay you on levels. See, this right here may be levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 levels. Generational bonus says, we're going to pay you on generations. But generations of sapphires. Watch this. I still sometimes have to pinch myself. So here's what happens. You have, let's say that this person here is an emerald. You got an emerald here. And as you start building, you got a ruby here. And then you keep building, and you got a sapphire here. And then you got another sapphire here. And then you got another sapphire here. Okay? And then you got just more people. Okay? And let's say by the time you got here, let's just say that this was level 10 right here. Just give it an example. It doesn't care about what the level is. It cares about what the generation is. So the comp plan says your first generation, we're going to pay you 2% of this sapphire or above organization, all of the reorder volume that they have, wide, deep, not including another sapphire. So when it finds another sapphire, it stops. So it's going to take all of this revenue here. Now, here's what a matching bonus does. And I didn't even get to matching bonus. Don't worry about that now. Here's what a matching bonus does. A matching bonus says, whatever their commission check is, we're going to give you a match on the check, which means you're getting paid a percentage of a percent. We have the matching bonus in our comp plan as well, okay, on the Uni-Level match. But the generational bonus is on top of that. This is not either or, it's additional income. So it's going to pay you. So let's just say that this Emerald here has this organization and this revenue from this organization. It could be 30,000 and that leg 30,000 volume. You're going to get paid 2% of the 30,000. But because you're a diamond, you get 4 generations. So it comes down to this sapphire above, which happens to be a ruby, and it's going to pay all of that volume, non-sapphire volume. And this volume right here can be 25,000, and it's going to pay you now on a second generation 3% on all of this volume that's here. It's going to go down now to your third generation, which is here, and it's going to take this sapphire here and all of that volume there, which let's say that's 10,000, and it's going to pay you on that third generation 4% of that volume. And the fourth generation, which is here, it's going to go down and pay you 5% on all non-sapphire reorder volume. Wonderful. The biggest bonus that we have in Organo, period, is the generational bonus when you build it the way we show you. Here's what's cool. You're a diamond. And let's say you've got 10 sapphires in this leg or above, but you've got no other diamonds in here. You've only got an emerald leg. Okay? So what happens is this here. You get paid the 2%, this one, 3%, this one, 4% here, 5% here. This emerald here gets paid 2% on their first generation, 3% on their second, 4% on their third. When it gets to this sapphire here, they don't qualify for that 5% bonus because they only qualify for 3 generations. But the company has already paid you on it. But because they didn't qualify, the company is forced to pay out the 5%. They don't keep it. In other companies, it's called breakage. Organo says, we're not going to keep it. It's your money. You produce the volume. We're going to pay it to you. So what happens is Organo looks for the first qualified upline who can get that money, and that 5% bonus is paid back to the emerald. Hello. Yes. I mean, paid back to the diamond. Sorry, not to the emerald. It's paid back to the diamond here in this example. And guess what? For every one of these here, you look at this ruby here, qualifies for 3 generations. Sapphire ruby, 2 generations, qualifies for here and here. This one here, he doesn't qualify for. So the third generation comes to the emerald. The fourth generations come to the diamond. You can have sapphires on levels 50 and get paid a generational bonus back to you based on dynamic compression, and there could be 20 different sapphires in one leg, and you pick up all of those generational bonus commissions. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you right now, there's nothing else out there that's like it in this generational bonus. But see, if you only built 3 legs, that means you're only picking up 3 lineages of generational bonus. Why do I tell you to go wide? Because I understand how this works. When you're giving away sponsorship, you're giving away generational bonuses, and you're pushing money away from you. People say, well, I just tried to help my guy. He's working really hard. Well, if he's working really hard, he should be getting results. You don't help them by giving somebody to them. You help them by setting an example, taking them with you, correcting their bad habits, and teaching them the proper behavior. You don't give something to somebody and think that it helps them. It doesn't work that way, okay? It doesn't work that way. Remember, You've got to decide whether this is a business for you or whether it's a charity. If it's a charity, give it to people. If it's a business, set the example. But dynamic compression, oh my goodness, it is the economy unequalizer, basically, with the advantage goes to Organo. And so every leg, you go down every leg, and this bonus applies. Okay. And I'm going to tell you this because I know it. There is not a company that I know of, and I'd be willing to bet, in the entire history of networking that has put a bonus in place that could compare with this bonus. Okay. You take the same volumes in any comp plan, and they show you what this bonus, right? There's no comparison, there's no competition when it comes to this bonus right here. Ask Shane Moran, ask myself, ask any of these other top leaders around here. This is where the money's at, but you got to go build it. You have got to go build it. Now, here's the thing. I want my front line to be diamond. Why? Because they start picking up all of the extra fourth levels or fourth generations of global bonus pool from dynamic compression. If your team is happy, you become happier. Okay? I would always encourage, I tell my emeralds, hey, listen, you know what? Look how much money you're missing out on. Thanks for giving me the check. Okay? I'll never forget, I had one of my legs that before, I would send him a thank you note every month. He says, what are you sending me these thank you notes for? I'll say, because there's money that you keep turning over to me because you just probably don't want it. So I appreciate it. I actually bought me some really nice stuff from my house with this bonus that you have, and I appreciate you. And what happened? He moved to diamond. He moved to diamond when he started to realize how much money he was leaving on the table, because you can't explain it all within on the website. But I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that's how this compensation plan works. Sapphire level 20, if there's no diamonds between you, you pick up the bonus on level from the 20th Sapphire, their entire group. Sapphire number 19, their entire group. Sapphire number 18, their entire group. Sapphire number 17, their entire group. From 20 all the way up to Sapphire number 5. You pick them up. For every single leader that fails to qualify for it, it has to go up to somebody who gets qualified. And if you are at that level diamond, it's you. If you're an emerald and there's no other emeralds, you pick up the bonuses all the way down to the 3rd generation. Your diamond is going to pick up the 4th generation. It's going to get paid out. Guaranteed it's going to get paid out. Is it going to get paid out to you because you're qualified or not? Okay. Other bonuses that we have is the global pool bonus. I'm not going to share anything with you about that right now. It's a little more confusing. You get that at Ruby, but here's the thing. Get to Expo, okay? There's some pretty cool things that are going to be released at Expo that happens to rhyme with bonuses, okay? They rhyme with bonuses. You want to make sure you are there, get your ticket for Expo, some exciting news. And there's some things that will take place that rhyme with product announcements, okay? It rhymes with product announcements. I get this from Shane, but it rhymes with product announcements. Get there. You will be amazed at what you're going to see. I think you're going to fall in love with those announcements. But more importantly, what I want you to understand about this compensation plan is, remember, Organo is the vehicle. The compensation plan is the engine, but your dream, that's the fuel. If you don't fill it up with fuel, okay, you can't get these bonuses. I know for some of you, you're probably thinking, wow, I'm struggling right here just even to get to Platinum Elite, okay? But that's okay. I struggled as well in the beginning in network marketing. I want you to understand what you've got here. Understand the basics of our plan. Understand the advanced little things within our plan. Go out and make it work for you. Draw out your group and predict your income. This is what I would always do every month. I would predict my income, and I would play fill in the blanks. When I wanted more income, I would fill in the blanks with empty names on the board, and I would make sure I worked this month to fill a person's name in that spot, whether it was a new Sapphire, a new personal, a new whatever it was, I would fill a person's name in. Okay. Go out here, get yourself registered for Expo, ladies and gentlemen. We can't wait to see you. Remember, it's easy, it's simple, it's organo. Love each and every one of you. See you at the top. Bye, everybody.